Well, hello, patrons. It's Jen and Lou again. And here we are for the Libra Full Moon. As always, thank you for your patronage and support for our work. And here we are, we're going to pull some cards. I'm afraid I have not done the list from signs, so I'm just not going to do it this month. I'm afraid I have to honour the energies. Neptune and this new moon that we're recording this on is putting me in a big fog, and and so I'm going to trust that you know what messages are going to come through for you this time. So, Jen, you had a question for the Libra full moon. It was
How can I, wait,
honor? How can I honor?
how can I know what how
Yeah,
can I discover what I want?
yes, yeah,
How can I discover what I want is the question. Um, and I think to speak about what Lou was saying about not having direction for each aspect, whatever your sun and rising is to understand that you need to trust your own nature in the way that you follow this. How you can know what is true for you or know what you want is by following your own nature, not trying to adapt it to something someone else is telling you. Just listen inwardly, write it down, take the action, even if the action is take a walk in nature.
and take the message yourself that you get from the cards and from what we say about the astrology of the lunation as well. Everybody will hear something slightly different, and you will get what you're meant, or what's meant for you. So, so shall we go ahead with the cards, or did you?
Right. Do you want to go first?
Oh, sure.
I said the question.
Ah, pleasure.
Mm.
And it is the Six of Cups. So that's that six number again that Jen talked about in the podcast. But pleasure, when we say, how can I get what I want? I feel like I'm like a broken record just lately with my members and the videos I've been doing of saying what activities really can you do for self love and self care that really are just for your pleasure. What brings you pleasure? What brings you joy? How can you operate from joy? To quote a friend of mine, who that's her hashtag. Um, you know, we're not very good at that. But what brings you joy? Is it doing the morning pages? Is it going for a walk? Is it meditation? Are you doing it just for pleasure and joy? Or are you doing it because you think you should? So I challenge you to start writing down a list of things that bring you pleasure and then do them.
Right. Good advice.
Yeah.
So I got this card, the zero, which to me is very much about pleasure too. I mean, there's that energy of just being open. I love that the figure is sitting there just naked, open hands, like arms back, looking up at everything. There's just the
She's in
world.
abandon. That's the word that comes to me. She's abandoned, kind of thing.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. She's
Yeah.
in total abandon mode,
Mm.
just open, just watching, looking in wonder. It's like all of this amazing wonder is coming into her heart, into her being, into her every part of her, the living organism of being human, the desire.
Mm. And
And it, hmm?
I have to show you what I already pulled my next card, but I have to leave yours up if you would. So I got the zero, which is the Fool, and that means the same thing as Jen's card in the tarot. This is, interestingly, he is like shaped a bit like the Vitruvian Man, so that goes back to what we talked about Venus, the Venus cycle. But this is the zero, the Fool card is that infinite possibilities and openness and abandonment, and abandon yourself to kind of the potential of what's out there. Yeah.
Right. What feels true to you. And it also, it's, there's a sexual quality, if I think, look at that card, and this one is the sense of just being playful and real with your own desires, that kind of the libido, this idea of this is what I want, this feels good to me, this feels juicy, and I'm going to, you know, not only receive it, but I'm going to ask for it. I'm going to kind of be more outspoken about it, is how this feels. Like it's out there. I'm just going to declare what I want, and I'm going to let the world know, let the universe know, this is what I want. Yes, give me more of that. I love it. It's like that celebration of when you do the things you love and you celebrate it, then you get more of that. Right?
And the fool, traditionally, like in Shakespeare times and things, it was always somebody who kind of turned things on its head and looked at things differently and kind of fooled around. It wasn't a foolish person in the way that we perhaps talk of it these days. It's kind of that trickster energy, really, that Mercury trickster. Just kind of have fun with your life too. Joy again.
Well, I think too,
Yeah.
exactly. The point of the fool in the old days was, the fool was the one that brought things into balance, because
Mm,
that the fool was the only one who could mock the king or queen
yeah.
and mock everyone and be safe from death, because that was the role, was to poke holes in things. And the thing is about when we can feel amusement about other people teasing us or joking about us, is that we know it's okay that they can say those things, because we know that we're good where we are and what we believe in. So the second card here is one of the tools. Tools don't come up very often, but here we have the tool, which is potion for motion. And
Mm. I always
it
think of Alice in Wonderland, drink me.
right, exactly. It's water, the water of life. It's this energy of filling yourself with liquid and moving forward with this idea of being in liquid. And if you've listened to the podcast, then you'll know we talked a bit about the water and the waters of creation, and this idea that this is the dream time, but it's not just dreaming about what you want. It's listening, allowing, opening, and then really starting to move forward. What will give you liquidity to move forward, as opposed to I'm so dry, I never get to do what I want. Not, just doing it like just going through the motions, but actually embodying the experience that, this time you're giving yourself, the experience you're having. When you're somewhere, whether it's with your family, it's alone, you're having an experience, be in the experience, as opposed to, oh, let me go on my phone and see what someone else is doing.
Yeah.
Live in the moment of, do I like this? Do I feel comfortable? Do I feel uncomfortable? Like really embody the experience so that you can get familiar with yourself and how your body speaks to you. And so you can actually get clear about what you want.
And you can never make this stuff up. I got the Chariot, which is the Cancer card. And that, in my mind, has the same. Cancer is a water sign, and this is kind of about going within and being that focused self before moving forward in aligned action. Just kind of like Jen was saying, because water is very intuitive, Cancerian energy as well. And the Chariot card is really about coming into that center and um, getting focused and being present, and then moving forward. Just kind of like the liquid card, really. So
Right. And just knowing that you're driving your own chariot, this is up to you. How curious are you? How much in wonderment are you? How willing are you to put aside the must and should
Mhm.
and or distraction, like I wish it should be somewhere else. I shouldn't be doing this for myself. And just sitting and going, I'm going to give myself pleasure.
Yeah.
And all the ways we think about expanding our libido, and having that sense of orgasmic juiciness in our lives. Like, what is that that gives you that? And it could be something super simple, right? But those moments, like I've certainly found in my life, when I have taken the time to just go off and do something fun and just like not look at my phone and just enjoy myself, then I come back and I'm like so full of ideas and energy to do the things I need to do. Sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do to push through to get to where we're going, and that's okay. But
Mhm.
we need the momentum of the chariot. This is my focus. This is where I'm going.
And
This
Cancer,
is what I
with it being the Cancer card, Cancer is about self-nurturing too. So back to that. Just remember to check your calendar first, though, because I was doing all my self nurturing this morning and I was being very present in it. So Jen was trying to contact me, and I didn't even have my phone near me in the bathroom because I decided I was not even going to let myself be distracted by it. But anyway,
right,
fine.
which
It
is
worked out
totally fine. It all worked out,
fine.
right?
It did.
It all
Yeah.
worked out.
It's just funny, I think,
Yes.
how it's showing up in the cards. Ah,
And this card, which I believe showed up last time, which is the
yes,
20, which is about the two is about, it's about balance and coming into realization of setting boundaries, allowing and receiving. It's also about uh, raising your, like taking another level in your own experience, like going, okay, I've learned there's some things, I'm moving beyond this kind of behavior, I don't need it anymore. That kind of, oh, I never have time for myself. Well, make time for yourself. Like you can make 5 minutes, you can take 10 minutes, but be present with it. And I love that this is also all waters and different levels of water. There's snow and ice and liquid water and that bridge, the figure in the bubble that is you, you're protected, but also aware and open, and the kind of angelic presence or divine presence,
mm,
the dolphins. It's like so much joy, so much presence.
mm. It really is. It's it's a beautiful card. And it's a beautiful time, really, and I'd love to know if you guys actually ever to follow any of our suggestions. I'd love to get the feedback as to if it's changed things for you, if it's helped you to move into a more creative mode or a kind of more joyful, happy mode of life. Because I know when I follow my own advice and do these practices that we talk about all the time, my life's a lot happier. I'm a lot happier. People around me are a lot happier. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm also curious because the thing is that we have so much conditioning around what we think we are supposed to do and what it looks like, self-care looks like.
Mm,
But for each of us, it's different. And sometimes it's just some word or some experience that sparks it, even if you decide to spend time deep breathing or doing the morning pages or yes, what's happened? Has it shifted your perspective? Do you feel maybe resentful about our advice? There is no wrong answer. It's just recognizing, like, oh, I feel resentful, I feel angry. It's easy for them to say, or whatever, or, whatever you're feeling. This is all information. And as Lou mentioned, the course correction. It's a way for us to go, oh, I want more of this or I want less of this. So what does it take? What self-examination am I willing to undertake and be uncomfortable with so I can get closer to really knowing what I want and asking for it and experiencing it.
exactly. So since I'm not doing the by signs, I don't know, do you have a short message from the masters before we?
All right, let me see what they want to say. So I can see them saying they're very, it actually feels quite emotional, like very joyful experience. So it's bringing tears to my eyes. Their expression of they want to encourage you to really explore what it feels like to love yourself and to be so to know you're exactly in the right place and who you are is exactly who you need to be. And it's just this matter of just opening up and seeing what there is to see the beauty, see the opportunity, and take it. Take that opportunity. Take those minutes to really spend time with yourself instead of thinking about how your life sucks.
Mhm.
Take those 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is, and do something that feels nourishing. It's like you're feeding yourself a delicious soup. We talked about soup in the podcast. And so this is like, nourish yourself with the time you have, and don't beat yourself up because you're not doing it all the time or you're not doing it right or whatever, but truly see yourself being encouraged by this energy from the divine that's available to you, to truly allow yourself to be loved. What would you do if you knew you were loved completely, no matter what you choose to do?
That's a lovely message. So for some reason, I'm not tearful today. Yesterday, I couldn't stop blubbering, but it's good to
Yeah,
get.
I get tearful because of the energy that comes through,
Yeah,
the
no,
loving
I know.
energy.
Well, I was getting that yesterday, just like, whoa. It's like today I'm just full of happiness and
Well,
beaming.
good. That just proves, right? One day we can be all feeling the emotion, and then the next day we feel the joy because we've released the emotion,
Exactly. Yeah.
or it's been integrated. So,
Yeah. hmm So yeah, so thank you as always, again, and yeah, it's goodbye from Lou, and
and goodbye from Jen. Yes, let us know how you're doing.
thanks.